special forces zip line. These guys are pros.
You thinking what I'm thinking, partner?
Aim for the bushes.
Movies lie. Spies are not invincible. And in real life, one punch, that's all it takes to break you. James Bond gets shot, blown up, and tossed through glass, and still walks away smooth as ever. But here's the truth. The human body is fragile, and one punch, just one punch, can change or even end a life. So we have from James Bond to Jason Bourne, Hollywood loves to show heroes take a brutal beating, dusting themselves off and striding away without so much as a limp. And these characters might be grazed, shot, slammed through glass, or even survive car crashes. What's the danger? Audiences may start to believe endurance like that is possible. The truth is, the human body is incredibly fragile. A single well-placed punch can fracture bones, damage nerves, or cause life-threatening bleeding. So when we look at the James Bond movies, the most recent ones, he experiences a lot of dangerous circumstances. He would shake off a car crash, gunshots, explosions, and act like it's just another day in the office. But real life does not work like that. Real life has pain, trauma, broken bones, and those things don't just disappear between scenes. But let's think about it. Spies are trained differently. Spies might be trained better, stronger, and more resilient than the average person, but they still are humans. Muscles, bone, and organs can only endure so much. Training teaches them to manage pain, stay focused under pressure, and survive injuries that might overwhelm an untrained person. But they are not superhuman. And with the other guys, Will Ferrell actually joked about it in The Other Guys. After a massive explosion, it's true, real explosions don't just leave you with a smudge on your shirt. Even a single punch can do catastrophic damage. I'll never forget a reality show where one of the cast members, he got a punch to his eye socket, and that bone nearly damaged his eye to the point where he almost lost vision. And that bone, if he was punched any harder, a fragment of that bone could have hit his brain and he could have died. And he just got one punch. Sometimes it just takes one hit in the wrong place. And Robert Downey Jr. in Sherlock Holmes nailed it perfectly. He broke down in slow motion every strike, and every strike's damage to his opponent, breaking ribs, collapsed lung, shattered jaw. That's reality. Every fight is a gamble, and every blow carries a cost. And then the amount of recovery time is required. That makes sense, because a lot of times in these movies they get shot and they move in that same arm or leg like normal. It is really not realistic. It's just like when we were kids and we'd watch Tom and Jerry, and an anvil hitting the cat's head. This is why kids need clarity. In cartoons like Tom and Jerry, characters take anvils to the head and bounce back like nothing happened. But in real life, a single head injury could cause concussions, permanent brain damage, or death. We laugh at cartoons, but in reality, it does not reset like that. I only thought about this because it's like you just stub one little pinky toe, or you hit your elbow on a desk and you are in so much pain to the point where you actually have to pause what you're doing just to soothe that area. And then you see in these action shows they jumping off buildings and falling into like a shack, or they jumping across a building in like Mission Impossible, where he actually broke his ankle and was limping in that scene. But after that scene, he's running like normal. But in reality, he actually broke his ankle. So these things actually happen. The entertainment is really good. You do enjoy the movie, and the movie must go on. I mean, they cannot show every recovery, every situation, but it's always good to remember that it's not reality, and not to get caught up in the fantasy, just like in the other guys where The Rock and Samuel Jackson was feeling like they're so invincible that they could jump off the building and be fine. But look at the reality, they died. So we always have to remind ourselves that life is fragile and not take it for granted. And while we enjoy the movie and everything, we always have to keep that in mind. So the next time you see a spy take 10 punches, a car crash, and a gunshot before dusting off his suit, remember it's all movie magic. Because in real life, it doesn't take much. Sometimes all it takes is one punch. So if you like this video, subscribe and share if you want to hear more movie breakdowns like this.